Both engines on, and we're only going 5.5 knots.
Gulf Stream's got us. 7.5.
But counter current, we're really close to shore, as you just saw.
It's a lot here. More than I expected.
Nine hours to go for Miami entrance to the harbour. Both engines on.
Burner than dinosaurs.
And
Actually,
money.
Probably plants. Money, noise, pollution. I think the model still had 15 knots for the now.
We lost the wind
6 hours ago.
yeah. At which point you'd been sailing for over an hour at 3 knots.
Yeah.
Fishing rods are out though.
That'll make it worth it. King mackerel or king mackerels. Or a dolphin fish. I think we're a little bit close to shore, but
It's worth a try. Try to wake up after my off shift. Struggling to wake up a bit. Maybe I need some chocolate.
your hair's not struggling. It's out there.
That's what I prepared earlier. Better still. We're 3.5 hours from Miami, our destination, and we just dropped down the mainsail after over 12 hours of motoring. And then just as we've done that, the true wind has picked up to anywhere from 7 to 15, so apparent wind is around 15, which is good sailing weather. Very little swell, if any at all. However, we are passing the big Fort Lauderdale International Airport, so we're wondering if it's just a trick of the wind. We'll see what happens when we pass it and get back to these big city buildings. And if it's all still happening with the wind, we'll put at least a head sail up, but we might put everything up and hopefully take the last 3.5 hours into the entrance to Miami and get there a lot quicker than the 5.5 knots we're doing. At the moment we're due to get in at 4 PM and our plan was to get in there at 11, which is the low tide when you're under the bridge. But we'll see how it all pans out. We've got a backup plan. We can anchor outside on the bridge if we need to. So it's not a big deal. We'll take the bridge tomorrow. No swell, no swell. There's a troll in the bow. Front row seats! We're at the end of the airport now and we've still got 10, 11 knots of wind. Dustin's gone up top with his binoculars to see the wind up ahead where the buildings are. Don't know whether we get there, but putting all the sails up again. To sail or not sail. That That is the question.
This is the port here. That's 1, 2, 3 rings, 7.5 miles.
That's not far.
Hour and a half.
Oh.
Because we're motoring. We always slow when we motor. Let's get the sails out again.
Well, that plan didn't work. As soon as we got behind the buildings again. You. And that is what it looks like to go under a bridge where you have really no idea until it's always too late whether you're touching or not, and whether your VHF antenna on the top bends or not. And that didn't bend at all. It's 66.5 foot. We're about 65. And up ahead is going to be our anchorage till we make the passage to the Bahamas. There's the cruise ship lane. Sometimes you see sailboats making a run for it down there. However, now everything's back up and running. I wouldn't be game with all the cruise ships going in and out. How's this for you, Terry? Look at all the money right there. One more bridge to go under, but it's tall and we're at low tide. That's where we're going. Hopefully we're not going that way. Lots of sailboats. Look at them all. This channel we're going through right now is between islands at Miami. Houses are on these islands, but it's low tide to get under the bridge. So it means that that channel is 2.3 meters depth, and we are just under 2 meter depth ourselves for the draft of the boat. So Dustin's back there concentrating, and soon we'll be in the clear and in deeper water and onto the anchorage. Here, Julia. Miami has a Barbie house waiting for us. Look at that pink. is the famous Star Island with all the celebrities. So we got all the tall boats that come by roaring through our anchorage. And they supposedly, hasn't been able to be confirmed, but Shakira once lived here or owned a house. So constantly you've got Shakira, Shakira song playing on the ferries that go through.
Our whole passage from Chesapeake Bay, Virginia to Miami, Florida was a distance of 897 nautical miles and took 143 hours of transit time.
Pulling back on the bridle to check that we're not dragging. Can't feel any vibration. Dustin's reversing back with the engines. Yep, all good. And engines go off and we settle in. Stir everything awake. It's all spin top.
Dagboards are up.
And why did we have them down?
Because this boat, because it has a very shallow draft under the hulls, we don't have keels basically. So when we're motoring around and the wind blows, the boat slides a lot. So it's best when we're doing this slow speed motoring to keep the daggerboards down a bit so that we track a bit better forward and back rather than sliding around because of wind and wake and what have you.
Especially going under the bridges.
Yeah,
Could be narrow.
that's the problematic bit. But now that we're stopped, put them back up to reduce growth on the bottom of them.
How was that, Munko?
Yeah, it's good.
All settled?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy this house over here.
Are you? How you gonna
finances ready for?
how you gonna afford that?
You're paying.
Okay.
What do you mean?
Can I just give you lunch instead?
No.
She's even turned her back on me. She wants none of it. Five is danger. 3 means 3, a ferry does 3, so it's leaving the reversing or whatever. I bet maybe it ran out of toots. You definitely did it.
I can't throw it yet.